everybody get a fur-lined jockstrap. But they, Aspen doesn't have any, and I looked all over Denver for you, and I couldn't find any. So I brought some substitutes for you. And so I thought maybe this little furry thing would wrap around your face.
Actually, I was working.
This is George.
That's right.
Side view, please, like in the police station. Yes. Turn your face sideways.
Yeah.
This is George. Glass of wine.
Tell my niece to come over here.
Like Old Home Week, I hope you enjoy it. I've made a couple of minor changes. I think you all have tasting sheets. If you don't, they're up here. After I tasted them today, I switched the first two around because the reason why I did this, the Italian wine from Tuscany by Antonori, who's a good producer. This is a real good food wine, as you can see on the sheet. I recommend it with a seafood pasta. This is drier than the second one. Just like if you ate a banana or something like that, and then ate your peas, they wouldn't taste right. You want a sweeter wine afterwards. If you don't eat your salad, you don't eat your vegetables, your spinach before you have your ice cream. So I switched the first two around. Well, some of us did. And so I switched that around. And also, I suggest you try the third wine, which is a sweet dessert wine, at the end. In that period, I hope everybody enjoys it. I would really like to thank three ladies particularly. Lori Davis, my condo mate, and then the two ladies in this room, Frankie Gesner, and of course Cynthia Evans. Ladies, and we have plenty of wine here. This is the largest group we've had, so I have 22 bottles of wine, and
we won't run out.
We will not run out. I hope.
Thank you for doing it.
Bob.
Thank you. I said, did you use snowshoes or what? She said, my boots. Rubber boots. She hiked all the way up to Cafe Suzanne, just like a Sunday stroll. So that was the first thing. That was the first thing. Next thing I saw her on a snowshoe walk was a couple of days later, and none of us could keep up with you.
That's right.
And the next thing, didn't you hike out to Maroon Bells or something?
No, not quite that far.
They're
halfway out.
halfway out and back. I'm sorry. And what else did you do that we don't know about? I'm sorry, I didn't want to really ask that. Because you wanted to answer it.
You mean my boyfriend?
Ask her about Ray.
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 Oh.
Hey, Ray.
You know, we've been ragging Jakutsky the whole week. We should be ragging you.
He ballroom
You're not that bright.
Oh, Ray.
Oh.
Where's the ballroom dancing place? We have people looking.
That's okay, thank you. I don't. Among others,
What other athletic events did you do?
today we went snowshoeing down on the back bowl, is that what they call it?
We don't go there.
Ajax.
It's dangerous.
And,
With Holly.
yeah, and if I have it right, you also cross-country ski.
Yes. Oh,
So-
but I had to take a lesson.
So there you go. So this is,
That was
yeah,
scary. I'm
this
not
is good.
brave.
This is a special achievement award, and the citation reads that you are, well, I'm going to let her open. The adventure woman.
All right. Yay.
Max, the committee, the awards committee, has decided that you should be the adventure man. And because, well, you know, as a counterpart here, because of all the things that you did, and you snowshoed, you cross-country. You did cross-country how many times?
Just once.
You have a good story to tell us about that compared to your alpine skiing. Would you like to relate that to the rest of the group?
Yeah, I thought I'd get the ping pong award for hitting the ground so many times. But, yeah, I fell once downhill this week, but about 6 or 7 times on the first day. But nevertheless, after the first 5 minutes, my wife was down, and she looks up at me and she says, "I don't like this." And I said, "Hang in there, we're gonna do it." And, so then we got going, and then we saw Marge, and we were inspired.
And you fell down and said, "I don't like this."
But the worst part of it was I was going down a smooth, gentle line, and I look over my shoulder and I say to my wife, "This is a piece of cake." And the next thing she sees me on the ground. So I thought I'd get the piece of cake over.
Well, if we had known, you said, we need to know these things. When the committee meets, we're only as good as the information we get. You know? Well, you saw the exuberance this guy has. You know, I mean, those of you who were at the Highlands when he was the last man down.
The breakthrough day.
And we only had 38 people drinking margaritas, cheering you to the finish line. I mean, he came roaring in about 6 o'clock. But
Oh, jeepers, what if I get up?
the committee has been so impressed with your enthusiasm, your spirit, and your excitement over the whole week. And so, bravo to you, and you are anointed the certificate for the good spirit. Good spirit.
I'm starting to mellow out a little bit. But we still need to smoke our cigars, so we go to the fire pit, which you all have passed by, and we sit down and everything's getting very mellow and everything. And Dan and I are discussing worldly events and things like this. And Chet jumps up and says, "Oh, these are the people I skied with." And he runs over and grabs them and hugs them and everything. They have no earthly idea who he is. He says, "They're from New Zealand." Who the hell is this guy? So, finally, after all this, they move on. And I said, "Chuck, if you see anybody else you think you know, check with me first."
Specialty that we want to present to give a gift to Cliff for the 4th annual wine tasting party. And Frankie's the one that did all the heavy lifting on this, so Frankie, the purveyor of fur-lined jocks.
I promise it's not a fur-lined jock. The wine tasting chef and Cliff, and this year, you don't have to, I'll just lift the top of it. And this year the wine was outstanding.
You give him gold pin?
Government expense. Oh, this is nice. A wine bottle takeaway.
Oh, yeah.
United States Military Academy Associate Graduates, fourth edition collector's series, Monticello Vineyards, Napa Valley, Noah.
All right.
It will provide us 3 unique things that basic HTML does not provide. One is we can secure it if we want to. Right now it's an open site, and that's kind of cool because people like Susan can look at it too. So it's open right now. The second thing is it allows us to do things like polling. Like if you want to ask a question, where do you want to go? And on the next ski trip, we can put it on there and ask it. The question I asked was, would anybody read a new look at a new website, and I got answers back from 39 people already from our class. 38 of them said pretty much yes or hell yes. There's some curmudgeon out there that said, no, I don't think I want to look at it.
I really just wanted to thank Dick for all the hard work he's done over the past 3 or 4 months, because we were kind of floundering out there, just depending upon Jack to bring things up to date, and it was just too much for him to do. So Dick volunteered, and now you can see, you can check out what we have back here, and we just hope to get it growing more and more, and hopefully by in 2.5 years when we have our next reunion, we'll really have something really good online. We want to make this a repository of our class. I mean, we can do all sorts of neat things, like put John Ward's book in it, or links to it, links to our howitzer, things like, all kinds of things like that, which we will eventually be able to get to. All right, I'll switch with you.
I did see you in them. They're pretty god-awful boots, I gotta tell you. We are going to anoint you with the Hugh Morton Award, because once a guy does a stupidity in this group, he's tagged. And so we honor that person, and we give him continued fame. And so, George, I'm sorry we can't claim that it's the first time with you, but you're the second, and we want you to get this recognition and put this in a prominent place in your home.
I would suggest we simplify this. It was only alluded to exactly what happened here. Maybe we need to describe exactly what happened on this day. As he left the Gant, took the Gant van up to Ruby Park, got off the Gant van at Ruby Park, and the Gant van, and said he was sitting there, forgot his ski boots. This is what, he didn't have any ski boots. He's got his skis and his after ski boots, no ski boots. So he's going to get back on the Gant van. Thinks he can just kind of crawl away from his classmates. They had him nailed.
In my defense, there is a footnote to this whole story. I immediately got on the bus again, which, as you all recall, goes from the bus stop to the Ajax and lets the people off at Ajax. And so all these people were looking at me. It's like, what are you doing? And I had to tell them, I had to tell them. And they said, don't worry. And they pointed to one of the guys on the bus, and he said, yesterday he was so excited about skiing, he jumped off the bus and went running down toward the ski lift and forgot his skis. And they went off on the bus. They said, at least you know where your boots are. And
congratulations.
I want to say how honored I am to follow through.
Committed during the week, and would be okay with him if I gave him an award for not committing any stupidities during the week. But since that conversation, I've had a report. I've had a report of a stupidity. And who told you of?
Whoa! Which one?
Actually, I had forgotten about it. I came upon it as it was happening. How come you never give me a lesson? I think people know, unless I've been